Welcome back, carvers. My name is BJ Raymer with Glowing Jacks Carvings, and today we're going to be doing a wood spirit. I'm going to go over, the most important things, at least what I think is important, like the eyes, the nose, the mouth, things that really set your wood spirit apart from other people's. And then once you get these things down pat, that's where you're going to be pulling out your own characteristics on to make it your own wood spirit. All right, stay with me, and we're going to show you the tools and stuff I'm going to be using today. All right. Today we are going to be using a Dremel. This is 4300, and most of my burrs and cutters I'm going to be using are the saber-tooth burrs and cutters, or at least the saber-tooth burrs, and then some of the Dremel cutters. With it, we use the Makita die grinder. Again, it's probably going to be the saber-tooth most of the day on that. And I may pull out the Mampa. I may pull it out today, and that would just be doing like some outside stuff. We'll see. We'll see on that one. Don't know what I want to use yet. And then I'm going to be throwing, pretty much everything's going to be with the MS-170 on the Samara carving bar. All right? So now that you know what we kind of got, you can really kind of go, I would say, and also we're going to be, if you haven't seen my video on the make your own like flap sander thing, that's what we're going to be using today as well. So if you need to know how to make one of those, go check out that video. But what we're going to start with here, I'm going to get you as close as we can. So I'm going to stand behind the camera and do this. I had to move my seat away. All right, so we got our log here. He's probably about 15 inches or so. Now the things you really want to make stand out is you can look at a lot of different wood spirits and how they're carved and things like that. The things I try to, when I first want to start, I like to start with a round log. I think that's very important. It's a whole lot easier to bring out your nose and everything like that. So I always like to set my eyes, okay? Unless there's some type of feature on this, which right now I only have like a knot shooting out over here. I don't have a lot of features here that I just wanted to use this side. The back side is a little bit gnarly over there, so I just wanted to use this side. So let's start with our eyes. I kind of call it like setting in the eyes, but I'm just going to draw one line here, one line here. Now this doesn't have to be pretty or anything. This is just, showing where your eyes are going to go. This is going to be like, say there's eyeball there, okay? That's where this is going to be going. And then draw in. You're going to put like a straight line down over here, and I always kick this side in just to kind of get like a reference for myself, and bring your other one down, okay? Now this is going to get bigger as we kind of work this in, and anymore I don't wing it, but I let this kind of determine what it's going to do on its own. But this is going to be my first cut. I'm going to be cutting here. This is going to be like the ridge for the eye sockets. Then I'm going to be putting in my nose, okay? And you kind of want a good idea of where, like if you're going to be leaving this to where there's like a gap in here, then you want a good idea of where this is going to be at, okay? Like the forehead gap, and then if you're going to leave a gap in here. And some of them I do, some of them I don't. It just depends on however I'm feeling that day, I guess. And I'll try to get it as proportional as I can. So now that we have this set in, we know that our mouth is going to be going right in here. Okay, that's just kind of how that kind of works. The mouth is underneath the nose. So our mouth is going to be going right in here. More than likely, it's going to be like a kind of a press in, but I always kind of save the mouths a little bit later, because what we want to do is, I'm gonna do a side profile view here. Like, you see how huge my nose is and how far it sticks out? So I mean, that's what you want to see here. We need to remove and push back all this wood so that our nose is sticking out further than, I mean, as you can, this is a good time for you to like have a mirror or something. That way you can look at yourself in the mirror, or take a selfie like side profile view, boop. And then you're sitting there looking at it and getting the character, and just look at pictures of yourself. I don't know. And that's what you're gonna be looking for. You want the nose to be out further on this. Everything else is going back. if you have facial hair, if you wanted to have facial hair, which all mine, I'll call them wood spirits, you know, so all mine have beards most of the time or have some type of facial hair. That sticks out further, okay? As you can tell, like this glorious mustache, it sticks out further than other features on my face. So that's what we're gonna be doing here. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna leave this running. Let's get you in a good spot. All right, right there. All right, now if it sounds like I start yelling later on, it's because I have my ears on. Now, when you make these cuts, when you're first starting off, like when you make these cuts first starting off, you want to make sure that, like, think about how our noses go, okay? They flow out. So if you're turning your blade into the nose, you're gonna mess it up, okay? You need to make sure like if you're cutting on this side, it needs to be fanning out and away, And if you're cutting your bar down like this, doing the bottom of the nose, you're going to shorten the nose because you'll have to bring it up later. Like look at our noses, like it kind of flares up, at least my huge nose does. So I always like to make sure I'm like pointing my bar downward when I'm cutting the nose. And on the eye sockets here, like I usually either have my bar going up and around, or I have it going straight. I try not to go in like this because you're gonna have to move it later. And so just remember that, cutting down this way, turning to the other side, cutting down this way, up. That was some things that like I just didn't catch on at first, and it's like, why am I like boogering this up really bad? And that's why. All right, well, let's get started. I got my ears on. I'll try to modify the volume if I can. We're gonna make our first cut here. We're gonna go around the eyebrows, get this kind of centered out, and then get our nose placed in. And then you're gonna see me start scooping away, okay? All right, so all I did was just make one cut, and yes, it's okay to go all the way across and go over the bridge of the nose, because remember, we're gonna be bringing all this wood, we're gonna be taking it away, that way the nose extends out further. We got our bottom cuts of our nose, and now I'm gonna see if I can turn it a little bit sideways here. That way you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna be scooping in and removing the eye socket part, okay? And it's okay if you hit this ridge right here. I like to do that anyway, is like skim that ridge and come down and like pop it out, and then fade out down here and remove around the mustache. Let's be about it, not talk about it, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm sorry. So as you can tell, eye sockets are gone, or at least we have at least a little bit of form of our eye sockets. We got the nose protruding out really heavy, and we got at least some depth underneath the nose, some depth. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this like this and go back in and take it all the way back there to the bottom. You'll see what I'm saying in a sec. You'll see. Back over here. Alright. Keep starting, shutting off. Alright, so now we push that back. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead, and this is just me, but I always make like a second cut here. Some people don't do this, they kind of wait till a little bit further in, but I like to make a second cut here, and that puts where his brows are gonna be. And then we'll be removing this middle, you know, unless you want it to have a unibrow. But we'll remove this middle right here. All right, let's do that real quick. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Just remember that, doesn't have to be perfect. You're just getting it roughed out. I'm gonna go ahead and push this up. I don't think I'm gonna have a lip here, so to say, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off real quick. I don't know, maybe he's feeling it, I don't know. We got him a little forehead action going there. Now I'm gonna kind of brush these down. Okay, that looks all right. Now we kind of got our eyebrows kind of set where we want them. Right now we're still just getting placement. So we got our eyebrows kind of set. We know that's the middle. We still need to do more scooping out of the eyes. But before we do that, let's go ahead. And the reason why I went ahead and did this, when you go around, it kind of like sets, there's your face. You know what I'm saying? Like we still need to scoop out over here a little bit more. If you look at your face in the mirror, you don't have protruding, I don't know, some people may have just a fat face, I don't know. But like, that's not protruding on a lot of faces I see. So we'll be taking this out, more eye socket space, making them deeper. Look at the cheeks. We'll be bringing some cheeks in down here. Okay, so I'm gonna be making some cuts here. I'm gonna shape up the nose. So just kind of follow me on this. I'm gonna keep going and kind of talk as we can. And then here for the mouth, I think that'll be plenty to start there. And we can probably do this in like 2 to 3 cuts, okay? Like, I like kind of doing this as a round shape, as in, you know, like my mustache has like a oval kind of shape towards my lips. And down. And he's gonna have a beard. So we're gonna bring that cut all the way up here. And when I cut this, now this is kind of more important. I'm gonna cut this more in the upward, up in here just a little bit. I'm not gonna go real deep unless you want the mouth to be open or something. But I'm just gonna be taking it back just enough. You'll see. And then that's gonna be his bottom lip right here, okay? It'll come together and it will be putting in where, you know, right here, your jowls. You know, right there on each side. All right? Let's do that. in. I felt like he was favoring that side for some reason. It just needed to come this way. He's blowing in the wind. Now, I haven't cut the mouth yet, but as you can tell, it doesn't take very long to get this shape kind of going in, okay? It's just a couple cuts, thinking about the profile of a face, and then keep going. Now, I wanted to go ahead and kind of do that. It pushed back this part right here. It went pushed back further than the nose. Like as you can tell, when I skim down the nose, it pushed the nose back. So if I push the nose back, I need to push back everything else. Just giving it more depth, in which this is a piece of cedar. I like pushing back far enough to where the red starts coming out. So that's kind of what I'm going for. But let's keep on setting this mouth in. I'm going to be bringing this side around, and I'm going to try to leave a lip right here, okay? Well, I'm not going to try. I'm going to leave a lip going in right here, and then we'll be shaving down this side, and then turn the rest into like a goatee right there. Got our goatee kind of flowing, so yeah, it's looking good. He's happy, Wood Spirit. So we're gonna kind of move that lip down a little bit, and I may just use the end of the bar. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it may turn out to be a longer video. I'm sorry, okay? You got oil on you? You do got oil on you. Hang on. I'm gonna bring it in for this because this is kind of one of those things you can mess up pretty easy. The mouths, okay? Until you do a couple of these, they're gonna confuse the crap out of you on how to get the angles and everything. Always leave more than what you mean to. That way you don't take off enough. But think about how your lip is. You know, your lip protrudes up. Like, look at this. So that's what I'm doing right there. I'm just protruding this out a little bit, and I'm gonna round this down, but I just kind of make it in 2 marks. And you can do these with your chainsaw, but like I said, this is a smaller piece, so you only have so much room, even with the chainsaw, like dime tip. So let's do that. And I always take it like to the corners there. Don't worry about that. We'll get to like this area right here. Sorry. Let me turn that off so you can actually hear what I'm saying. Like, don't worry about this up in here just yet. We'll grab our Dremel and we'll dress up some of this stuff, okay? But that's all I want to do is just because take off a little bit more material with this. All right. I went ahead and blew him off real quick. Went ahead and grabbed my Dremel. It's the 4300. I do have the Sabertooth eye cutter in the green and the coarse. Kind of one of my favorite ones to use on, like, it's a very multi-purpose. Right now you can tell we got a good shape to the nose. I'm just gonna be taking this and I'm gonna go in a flurry motion of just taking care of little things I see. We need to put the nostrils in. You're gonna see me press in and do like a wobble action to get the shape of the nostrils on each side. I'm gonna outline the eyebrows, man, real country. Eyebrows real quick. Set those in, shim off some right here, shim off some right here. That way these flow back. Trim up a little bit right here on these cheeks. And then I may press in right here and then we'll stop for that moment and talk a bit more. Kind of press in, like that's the nostril. And make that Dremel sing, pressing the inside of it. Okay? And then kind of bring that line down a little bit. And then I like to dress up this side right here. And just make sure this all flows good. So that kind of gives you a little look there of the indentation of the nose. All right. Make this nose flare up just a tad bit more. That way you can kind of see the nostrils protruding. And then I sink this in slowly. Try to let the Dremel do its work without me really pressing in hard. Like I said, don't try to be perfect on this, okay? That will drive you nuts. You won't be happy with yourself. It's not the end of the world if you're off a little bit on one side and it's not right on the other, okay? It's not worth it. That's where these get unique at. I'm already on this side, so I'm gonna kind of do what I can do on this side of the face. I'm just kind of setting things in a little bit more how I think he would want to be, or how he wants to be, more like it. It's all in. All right, got that looking good. I'm already right here. I am gonna kind of create a little divot in here around your lip and press in on the one on the side. That way it looks like he's kind of has like a little smoochy look to him. Just kind of clean it up in there a little bit. Bring that up a tad. I feel like that is a little bit too low. There we go. There we go. Coming out now. There you go. Now he's a little bit happier. He's like, man, I was worried you're gonna leave my lips like that forever. All right. I think right now I've been making a bunch of them all sleeping for some reason, so that's just what I'm doing. Anyways, back to it. We're gonna start over here. We're staying with the eye cutter, I guess. For the reason that's why they call it eye cutter. We're gonna be bringing it up and down. Look at your own eyes for this, and we're gonna be pushing in pretty good in here and giving it that depth because we need to round them over. And we're gonna be doing it over here, okay? And don't worry about how they come out, okay? It's okay. You'll get better at it as more as you go. I'm pressing pretty hard on my Dremel, that's why it's screaming at me. Alright, so I got the top put in, and then I'm just kind of picking a point. Like there is no rhyme or reason, okay? I just know I need to go from here to here. Let's stop this for a second. This way, I'm going up. See how my Dremel is? I'm pushing up, pushing up, and going around. This way, I'm holding it at a down angle and going around, okay? Just so in case you didn't catch that, I'm going like that. Let's do this other side. Get him set in. Try to start at the same spot. Alright, that's it. I swear, I think I just killed my Dremel. No, I didn't. My bird was coming out. Lifted out on me. Oh man. Didn't even notice that. Alright. There we go. What I was doing there is taking this ridge out from right there what I created and softening that up. We don't have ridges on our eyes. I guess you can make your wood spirit with a ridge there if you want. It's your wood spirit. Alright, let's go to this side. All right, pretty much we got two little socket looking eyes right there. All right, now that we got those, I went ahead and swapped over to, this is like the Dremel little cone bit cutter thing, my boober. Real sharp. It does a kind of like a burn cut at the same time. What we're gonna be doing, we're gonna start at this corner and think about how your eyes go. Like you close down here, and we're gonna go up in an upward angle, kind of. That way you put some depth underneath that eyelid, and we're gonna go right over here, okay? So start over here on this side. Let me turn that up just a tad. You want these moving pretty good. That way it burns and cuts at the same time. And you're pressing in, burn, cut, burn, cut. And then always kind of come back and do like a bottom. Just kind of like a bottom line, just to outline it. And then come around the top and do that too. I don't press in as heavy up here. Just enough to give it some distinction. See? Looks like he's sleeping. Do the same over here. Kind of start at the same point. Angle it a certain way to where it looks like it's going upwards. And drag it across. Make the outline for the bottom lid. Outline the top. Where it kind of goes back in there. Make sure everything looks pretty decent. You can go over it a couple times if you want. Give it a little bit more depth. Actually, I'm going to do that on this side there. Do one more time over here. Alright, since we already got this out, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of like outline a few things real quick. And it's just an outline. A lot of this will be coming out whenever we sand it. But I just think it kind of gives a little bit of a, you know, sets things apart a little bit. And then we're gonna put a happy little tree right over here. Yeah, yeah. All right, still outlining. Some of you may have got that right. All right, nothing major there. Let's go ahead and just put some points down here in the lip. And that's just kind of pressing. And a lot of this start stuff, I don't mind going over and removing it in certain areas. So I just wanted to have like a cutoff point. That way there's separation and it's just not blending in with everything. Sweet. Look at that cedar coming out in his face. Alright. Hopefully you're still with me. Like, I know half of you aren't, but if you are, hopefully you're learning something here. It's hard to teach these things. Kids. Alright. Hang on one second, let me change bits. Alright, I'm gonna be using the Dremel and this saber-tooth burr right here. It's in the course. This kind of has like that flare cone. Now I like to use the tip here, like on the side, and do a lot of the beard work. I think it's just a little bit less dramatic, not dramatic, but you know, if it was a bigger one, I would use chainsaw. But on this smaller one, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Dremel and put the fur in with it. I said fur. I'm gonna put the beard in with it. I think I said beard. I don't know. And really, on your beards, there's really no rhyme or reason. Like some parts, I like to get a good flow and look at it. And then other parts, I'll cut in deeper to give it more of a crazier look, I guess. And all I'm doing is really just coming up here to this line here. And right now it's a little bit sharp looking, but once we sand this out, this will really flow together well. Get rid of your edges too. Like if you have any edges that are gonna break, go ahead and get rid of them. See what I'm saying? Comes up pretty decent. Like I said, if this was just me, like even on this piece, I probably would have went ahead and used a chainsaw, at least for most of it. But if this is your first one, play it safe, okay? There's no reason to get yourself tore up and make a mistake when you've already gotten this far. Just play it safe, use a Dremel, get the grooves going. That way when you transfer over and start using the chainsaw, you're not gonna be hurting yourself, okay? Like you'll know kind of which way it needs to flow and things like that. So don't beat yourself up if you're not sitting here using a chainsaw on, you know, on the beard work. You gotta make sure everything flows in. Sorry I'm not talking, I'm in my own little world right now. But just make sure everything kind of flows in together. You don't want it to stand out. You want it to stand out, but you don't want it to stand out too much to where it's like, well, that don't make no sense. And then think about how beards flow and like how they're proportioned and things like that. That really helps. I feel like there's always, I mean, it is wood at the end of the day, and you can do what you can move it a lot, and then there's some things until you just get the knack of it. You know, there's just some things that are just gonna look different. I'm trying to think if I want to put something here. I don't know yet. But, 'cause it looks good, but then again, it's like, I know, all right. I'm really hammering down in this. Like I want it to be like distinguished looking lines versus a bunch of lines. That way it has a little bit different flow. That way it shows like different types of movement, you know. If you have everything looking alike, sometimes things can easily blend in to the other thing and then you're not expressing what you're trying to express on it. Alright, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Let's give him some eyebrows. Those crazy old man eyebrows. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good thing with wood spirits. If you accidentally get crazy, you just say your wood spirit's crazy. And then tell everybody, be like, yeah, that's just what it would look like I do. Well, yeah, it wasn't me. I wouldn't have made that mistake. He was just crazy looking. All right. He is looking pretty sweet, I think, anyways. Turned out really nice. I'm going to put you in hyper mode real quick, And I think I am gonna go ahead and grab the Manpa and go around it. You'll see me do that. And then I'm gonna burn him and then sand him, and then I'll show you what we got at the very end of it, okay? Stay with me, we're gonna go in hyper mode. All right, folks, well, there you have it. I know I apologize for such a long video, but sometimes you just got to. You just gotta make a long video just to show all the little things that are involved. I could have went a whole lot quicker, but you would have missed things, and I don't want you to miss things. I want you to be able to come out with like a good grasp of at least how I make them anyways. Dude came out awesome. I really like him. I really like him a lot. Came out with some good details. I cannot complain. I went ahead and threw a little bit of black in some areas. That way, you know, just kind of distinguish the lines. Go ahead and spin him for you. Like over here, he didn't have much going on back here. So, I really didn't show that or anything. And I just took the Manpa and went up and down with it just to give it, you know, a little bit of a character on the outsides. Like I said, carving's all about how much flow you can put into one piece. And that's what makes everything believable on them, and that's where like the beauty comes out in them. His eyes turned out really well. I'm really happy with those. That's a big thing for me, is how the eyes are going to look. Mouth came out well, has good proportions there. I'm really happy with him. I think somebody's really going to like him. The only thing I'm going to be doing to him next is just throwing some poly on him. I'm not going to throw a lot. It's kind of winter time, so, but you know, throw enough to make him shine up a little bit, make the cedar and stuff pop. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Give it a like, subscribe if you haven't done that. I apologize for the link. It's gotta happen. It is what it is. Have you seen any tools that you like that I was using? I'm gonna try to, I went ahead and I'm signed up and everything, so I'm gonna be putting links down at the very bottom of my description of the page, so you can find like the Dremels, you can find all that, all my power tools that I'm using. I'll throw in some extra little things that I've used that you may not have caught. Things that'll help you that you can just find easier. It'll be in one spot. It'll help me out, help you out. We'll help each other out. Well, you have a good day. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Give it a like, share it up. And everybody just be nice to everybody and just take care of each other, and y'all have a great day. All right? Talk to you later. Bye.